YouTube is making changes to combat the, concern that people are spreading conspiracy theories and misinformation just generally and in the wake of tragedy. So after the Stoneman Douglas shooting in Parkland, Florida, there were a lot of videos on the trending area of YouTube's page which were just telling people the wrong kind of stuff. And so what are they doing to combat that? According to an announcement, they are going to be linking Wikipedia pages that refer to whatever they think is the thing that has the conspiracy being spread around about it. There's a lot to this. We'll talk about it. Also, did Wikipedia know about it ahead of time? We'll fill in that blank. But first, thoughts 5 words or less.
Wikipedia was an inside job.
YouTube is cheap. I'm just waiting for my wiki page.
YouTube, your boobs, or something like that. I think it's stupid. Boobs as in not the body part.
What a boob. You're a boob.
Okay, got it.
Got it. So
break it down, Brad.
All right, so Wikipedia released a statement that basically said we had no idea this was gonna happen, but we're flattered. Not to mention that Wikipedia itself says this stuff might not be accurate. When you heard, Grace, that Wikipedia was going to be linked to, what was your first instinct?
So Wikipedia is a great jumping off point as a research source, I think. The best part of Wikipedia is that you can go down to the bottom and you can check all the sources, and I would advise you, if you're doing any research, to use those as the primary sources rather than the Wikipedia page, because I'm not totally clear on exactly how Wikipedia is edited, and because of that, okay, well then you can explain, but because I'm not totally clear on who's behind it, I never trust it as a primary source. And that's like this idiot. So I'm very confused why a major corporation as YouTube would have turned to that as their primary source to refute potentially harmful information, like some of the crazy conspiracy theories that you can absolutely find online, like with regards to basically any shooting on American or outside soil, you're gonna find some pretty hurtful and damaging conspiracy theories.
A couple things about Wikipedia. First, there was a controversy over what kind of drug robotripping was. When you just drink a bunch of Robitussin, you used to be able to do that. And there was this giant Venn diagram of types of drugs and what they did to you. And there was this giant Wikipedia debate over it. And we sourced the 2 main voices that were looking after this for Wikipedia. One was like a cartoon of a stoner, and the other was a 9-year-old kid in England. And they had done so much editing that they had risen to the top of this little weird place. And there's folks who kind of officially do it and unofficially do it. And the point is that there are more and more people, and it eventually weeds itself out. They said from Wikipedia, let's talk about conspiracy theories for a minute. Wikipedia has thousands of editors monitoring content every day. Some of them have spent literally years combating conspiracies, pseudoscience, fringe theories, and more. When you hear Wikipedia, do you trust it or not, genuinely?
Well, I'm one of those people that I see it and I go to the bottom and I check where the sources are coming from. But I don't think most people do that. So I think people take it at face value, which I think makes it not a good source if you're gonna take it at face value. My problem with this is that they're gonna use Wikipedia as basically a free source, because I think one of the things about Wikipedia that it said in the article is that, we want people to have free information. We want people to spread information and spread knowledge. So it's basically a free way for them to be like, look, here's a fact check for you.
Jason, weigh in, thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you guys make very good points about Wikipedia. I am not the person who checks the sources. If they say that Mariah Carey's middle name is Angela, it's Angela, damn it.
Yeah.
But you're right, Daron. The tonality between the conversations between the two. Okay, so you have Wikipedia that's like, hey, thanks, YouTube. That's just kind of cool. And you have YouTube that was really serious, like, we're gonna use Wikipedia to get all this information. I mean, look. As long as they're giving credit where credit is due, and I think they should possibly supplement a Wikipedia with some kind of funds, because when you go onto Wikipedia, they ask for money from us, right?
For sure.
Google has endless buckets of ducats to give to Wikipedia, so we should make that happen.
I also think it kind of reminds me of something we talked about a while ago with regards to Facebook trying to weed out fake news. And the thing that you kind of came to this conclusion that I agree with is that, well, why doesn't Facebook start curating its own, making its own news source that they feel like they have more control over? And YouTube, for these major corporations, it feels like such a lazy move to just start citing Wikipedia, which there's a lot of not so great information. I know this because a lot of Murder with Friends episodes, I'll start out just reading the Wikipedia page, being like, all right, here's what most people think, and then you do deeper dives, and information is so much more nuanced in history.
Right.
There's so much more that plays into it, and why wouldn't YouTube recognize that, especially with regards to something as sensitive as conspiracy theories, and then create their own news? They have the money to do it.
Great.
Hire something, create your own information checking sort of facility, fund it, pay them well, hire the best, and weed out the problem. You're trusting whatever like anonymous Wikipedia editors. It doesn't really feel responsible.
I get the challenge for YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube said we used to demonetize clips that didn't adhere to its community standards. It also said it would hire more humans for oversight of videos to the platform, which receives 400 hours of new video every minute.
Jeez.
So what they do is, it's a tech company, and they have a bunch of programs that they're running, or scripts or whatever, that go through every bit of data they can get their hands on. And it's like drinking from a fire hose is how they describe it. And trying to figure out like what little bits they can focus on, what stuff they can reject immediately. They always get a ton of stuff wrong. I don't know what the solution is, but what's weird is Wikipedia isn't like, it isn't the New York Times. It isn't Encyclopedia, whatever, if those still exist anymore. Of course they don't, because Wikipedia is free. But Wikipedia is a self-policed system that has been able to get at least some kind of credibility behind it. But YouTube, instead of coming up with their own system to increase credibility, just like kicks the can down the road to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It sounds so unofficial and so weirdly illegal. I don't know, what should YouTube do besides make their own news source? Should they weigh in and like say this is good and this is bad? Like what's the solution?
I mean, I feel like they could pay Wikipedia to potentially get people who may be experts, or people whose job it might be to research things and put real facts on Wikipedia.
Have like a division of,
they could
like a
work
partnership
together.
and see if they can have a division of Wikipedia focusing solely on, because this was directed at conspiracy theories. So that's a pretty, it's broad, but it's also at the same time relatively concentrated. There's like a corner of YouTube rabbit holes that you can go down and you'll find those conspiracy theories. So perhaps there's a partnership at play, but they obviously weren't interested in that or didn't consider that when they
it seems like Wikipedia also doesn't really care. There's like, oh, cool, like, we're flattered.
Exactly.
Remember to click donate.
Response.
Like, okay.
That's it. You guys make a great point about a partnership, because YouTube is owned by Google. When we want to find something, what do? We Google it, right? And the first thing that comes up is Wikipedia.
That's funny.
So so you would think that if, like, in a perfect world, if you want to get business with it, Google would purchase Wikipedia or invest in Wikipedia the same way that Verizon and Yahoo did, and all these, and then find a way to get the humans to curate and facilitate a way to make things more credible. That would be the smart thing to do if YouTube was smart. But again, YouTube still has Logan Paul on their channel, so they're not that smart.
That's where they're sandwiched between. It's like things that make money and things that are good and right to do, and they can't. And for so long, all these companies have tried to hide behind laws that are like, we just post stuff, y'all decide what makes it good or not.
No accountability.
And then they get called out, and then they get a little more interventionist, and the more interventionist they get, the more people rely on them to be actively curating these things. I don't know what the solution is. I do know that 400 hours of video every freaking minute is just an insane amount of video to have.